Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to Cooking Corner. I'm back. Today, I was going to make roast chicken. And since I have it to make, I'm going to show you how to make it. It's not that difficult. It seems kind of amazing when you see it come out of the oven. It's very impressive. And the great thing about a roasted chicken, it's not expensive, and it's something that you can have that's really great with leftovers it'll last a week. And then after you're done with that, you can turn it into a chicken soup if you want. Imagine that. We're going to be cooking on this old school O'Keefe Merritt. This thing is a Harley Davidson of vintage stoves. It is solid. It will last forever. And the really cool thing about this stove is that they printed instructions on how to cook right there for you. Isn't that crazy? I think this stove was made in the 50s. And there it is. We're going to be making chicken at 325 between 2.5 and 3 hours. Anyways, geeking out on the O'Keefe. Let's get started. Here's the ingredients. It's a 4-pound chicken. We have olive oil. We have olives, rosemary, garlic with some lemon, a yellow onion, some red wine, this is Pinot, and we have salt and pepper. Nothing that complicated here, but these are the ingredients that make something amazing. To begin, we take the chicken, and it's important to wash it and wash your hands after you wash it. There are little things on this chicken that you can't see with the naked eye. If you had microscopes for eyes, you would see things moving all over this thing. You might be disgusted. You know, things that are up close are kind of strange. So we're going to wash this before we get started. Get it in here. Let's see what's inside. We got a heart. I actually love to eat chicken hearts. I don't know. I love that. Oh, there's a neck in here. Ah! What do we got inside? Oh, there it is. A little bit of neck. They don't know. They stuff all sorts of things inside these chickens. This is a liver. Chicken liver. I mean, I'm not really sure what chicken gizzards are, but these are all the insides, and they stuff them in there for you. You can eat them. I'm going to roast them. I'll probably give them to Valentino. I'll eat the gizzard. He can have the heart and the liver. You want the neck, Maya?
No.
Okay. Giving it a good scrub. Washing this thing inside and out. Is it bad form to play with a dead animal? I don't think anything's off the table at this point. We're going to take our phone where we can find it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to prepare the chicken. I'm going to cut up some ingredients and set them up in a pan, roasting pan. And we're going to give it some seasoning and let it soak for a minute. And then it's not going to be that hard. It's going to be yummy, I promise. So let's get started.
Cutting.
So I've peeled the garlic and pulled the skin off the onion, and I'm just going to cut these things up nicely. This is the garnish for the chicken. It's going to be inside and in the pan, and it's going to infuse the chicken with lots of flavor, and it's going to provide a nice sauce in the end when it mixes with the natural juices of the chicken. And the onions are great when they just become onion water in a way. They're great when you cook a chicken or anything, actually. And then you can start to cry from the onions. And at this point, when you're crying, you might want to make a phone call to the IRS. See? Bad joke. I'm gonna take these onions and put them off to the side for a second. You don't have to be perfect. I should probably wear my glasses or I'm going to cut my fingertip off because I'm blind like Mr. Magoo. Do you know who Mr. Magoo is? Comments down below. I don't know, is Mr. Magoo politically correct to make fun of someone with a handicap? Because we had a whole cartoon about somebody who couldn't see and he would just bumble into things. Well, I don't want to bumble into cutting my fingertip off, so that would suck. But then I could, you know, be like Jerry. Jerry Garcia was missing a finger. Did you, any of you out there realize that?
He was?
Yeah, he was missing one of his fingers. Comments down below. What other famous guitar players are missing fingers or had extra fingers? Tony Iommi? I'm finished with my woman 'cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I'm frowning all the time. Can you help me? Help me with my brain. Oh yeah. Ba-da. You know, now we're gonna make our bed for our rockin' chicken. That's our new recipe title. It's Eric's Cooking Corner Rockin' Roasted Chicken or Paranoid Chicken. We've got our chicken here and we're gonna put them in, guts on the side. I'm gonna salt it. Lots of salt. Then you take this garlic and I'm gonna put some of the garlic inside the chicken. And I'm going to take some onions, scatter them around. Like I said, these onions are gonna cook and combine with the chicken sauce for a really nice garnish. And I'm gonna cut the lemon up and put the lemon inside as well. All right, we get this rest of this garlic. We have some rosemary. Put some rosemary around. Ooh, that smells good. And we are going to take some olives. Just put some olives here and there. You know, the thing about meat is it's when you think of it just as meat and not as a dead animal, it just kind of feels a little bit better. But this used to have, you know, claws and a head. And thank you, bird, for providing us with our sustenance. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Pinot here and there. Not much. Just a touch. Gonna add a little more olive oil all over. Can never have enough olive oil. We're going to cover it with foil. We're gonna put the oven on at 350 and we're gonna let it cook for about 2 hours without looking at it. We're not gonna check it. And then at 2 hours, we're gonna check the inside temperature with a meat thermometer. You need to make sure that the inside temperature on the thigh is 165 degrees. If it's not, you gotta keep cooking it longer. At that point, when you know it's near the end, which we'll revisit at that point, you might wanna take the foil off and turn the temperature up just to get brown the outside a little bit more. So here we go, we're going in the O'Keefe Merit. All right, so now that we're preheated at 350, pop her in and set a timer for 2 hours. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna have chicken. I'm also gonna prepare gnocchi with butter cheese sauce. It's kind of almost like mac and cheese, but gnocchi and cheese, and I love it, and Maya loves it, and it's gonna go great with this chicken. So maybe I'll show you how to make that too. To go, as I said before, with the chicken, some potato gnocchi. Look at these potatoes. Isn't it crazy what's happening with this one? Can you plant this in the garden and make more potatoes? Comments down below. Well, I've never made potato gnocchi from scratch, but give me a minute. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I think you just probably pound it and mash it together into little balls, because that's what gnocchi looks like, right? So we're gonna get some of this potato mixture, and I'm just winging it. I've had enough gnocchi where, look, I'm making little gnocchi balls. Get this, just get your hands in there, form it into balls. Look, kind of looks like gnocchi. It's just potato. I'm just joking, actually. I didn't make this stuff from scratch. What I did was I got a package of pre-made gnocchi because I don't know how to make it from scratch. And it's really easy, and it's at Trader Joe's. This pranzo gnocchi is amazing. It's my favorite, actually, and it's faster than pasta. What does it say? Authentic Italian potato gnocchi. All right, well, all you got to do is put this in boiling water with a little olive oil, and that's the only thing that really takes is paying attention and giving a fuck. Am I allowed to say fuck in the cooking show, Maya?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you got to give a fuck, because if you cook it too long, then it's messed up. It has to have that perfect al dente consistency for it to be a success. So we're gonna move over to the stove in a little while, and I'll show you how that's done. Sorry about the joke. So did I ever tell you what my dad told me to do with the potato when I was a kid? Because he knew I was trying to get a girlfriend. He said, Eric, if you want to get a girlfriend, what you got to do is take this potato and put it down your pants, and they're going to love you. So I went to school the next day, put a potato in my pants, and I'm walking around, and all the girls were laughing at me. And I go home, and I say, Dad, what the hell? You told me to put potato down my pants, and the girls are going to love me, but they're laughing. He says, well, Eric, you got to put the potato down the front of your pants, okay? True story. My dad's funny. So what you do is you just boil some water, put a little olive oil in. Once again, this is really not a difficult thing to do. If you've never made gnocchi, you're going to love me for showing you. So easy, and it's so good. All right, just let that boil. We're going to get a lid to help it boil faster. And as soon as it comes to a boil, we're going to drop the gnocchi in there. Grated up some Parmesan and Romano cheese. Nice mixture there. You can see I didn't actually grate it because there's no cheese on the grater. But it's grated. Water's starting to boil. Now here's what giving a fuck is all about. It's not there yet. Let's give it a little more time. How about we saute some mushrooms to go in this as well? Let's get in there. Valentino will not be defeated. He wants to make an appearance. He is such a ham. And we can drop the gnocchi in here. Check this out. What you want to do is you want to watch the gnocchi, and when they float to the surface, that is when they're done. That's what I call caring about the recipe. You have to pay attention to that. I'm just going to saute some mushrooms in butter. I'm going to saute this in butter. Now I've got my butter happening here. Doesn't that look good? Melted butter always looks good. I'm going to saute some mushrooms and put them in the gnocchi as well. Sauteing mushrooms is not difficult if you haven't done it. let the mushrooms soften in the butter. You don't want to over cook it. I turn the heat up high to get the butter melted. Then I drop the heat so it kind of doesn't, you don't want to burn the butter or the mushrooms. You got to give it time to saute. So it's a lower heat. I think I'm going to add a little more butter to this. This is going to be our butter sauce on the gnocchi. So melt it. Are you getting hungry, Maya? Mm-hmm. I can tell. When Maya gets hungry, she gets real serious. She's like, all right, oh, look, come here, check it out. They're floating. See that? Mm-hmm. Starting to float. We're about done with the gnocchi. We're going to take the gnocchi and we're going to put it in our colander. I think that's how you pronounce it. Colander. All right, we take this, get the water out. Take some cold water. This keeps it from sticking together and it solidifies the gnocchi a little bit. So keeping it al dente. All right. Now, we take our gnocchi and we put it back in the pot. We'll take our sauteed mushrooms, which are now sauteed, and we're going to put them in our gnocchi. I'm going to add fresh grated cheese. Now, cover it, let that cheese melt. And I stirred it up, and look at that. I mean, you know, it's the type of stuff you order in a restaurant. You're spending a big coin. Tasting it is also part of giving a fuck. You want to try it and see if it might need more something or other. It's kind of dead on. Because Maya and I are always talking about finding some place to just disappear to. And this guy, Nomad Capitalist, says Malaysia's the place to go. Going to Malaysia, heard it's pretty cool. Going underwater, in the swimming pool. Going to find us, place without the rules. Going to find us, a place without the rules. Going to Malaysia, heard it on YouTube. Some Americano, patriot tycoon, going to find out if there's something else to do. Going to find us a place to just be cool. Heading for the beach, looking for a place in the sun. Heading for the beach, looking for a place in the sun. Anyways, it needs some work. All right, we're gonna check on the chicken and we're gonna check the temperature and see how much longer we need to cook it. So just take it out. Let's see what it's looking like. It's been about over 2 hours. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's cooking pretty nicely. Remove the foil completely and let the top, look at that. I'm gonna get the thermometer and see what the temperature is like. What does that say? It's cooked. It's at 190. Let's just see where it's at in the. I want to make sure. Yeah, we're good. So we're just gonna give it like another little bit without the foil on it and let this crisp up a little bit. And we're gonna have chicken soon. It's not gonna get overcooked. I'm gonna give it a little bit of juice on there. Look at this, looks good, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
Wow, look at all that gravy.
Throw some corn on there.
What'd you say? Corn?
You can throw some corn on
I'm not throwing any corn on there. All right.
Let's put corn. Let's put corn. Let's put corn.
No, let's not put corn. You can, when you cook it, you can put corn on yours. This is my recipe. There's no corn involved. All right, we're just gonna let that get a little. I'm gonna turn the heat up. We're gonna give it 15 minutes and turn it up to 450. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. Oh yeah, that chicken's done. Oh yeah, it's time. It's just starting to brown on the outside a little bit. All the onions have completely melted into onion chickenness with the lemon, and oh my god, this is gonna be so good. You don't want to overcook it. We already checked the temperature. It's done. I'm gonna serve it now. Look at that. Get a little breast meat. Get you some of them sautéed mushrooms, Maya. All right, well, look what we have here. We have roast chicken with cheesy gnocchi. And I think I have to say once more, from Eric's Cooking Corner, bon appetit. You're going to be the final judge on this, Maya. Let's see, how does it taste?
We shall see. We shall see.
I cannot. The chicken moist.
That is good. That is really
You told me
good.
you're not like a big chicken fan.
No,
but
I'm
this
not.
Chicken.
I'm not crazy about chicken.
How about this chicken? You crazy about this chicken?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, because it's tender. The onions are really good. This has a very rich garnish to it.
And did you try the gnocchi?
So I'm one of those eaters that puts a whole like assortment of everything that's on a plate into one bite.
Oh, you're one of them.
Yeah, I eat everything together.
What do you call that sort of eater?
I'm not quite sure.
Omnivorous?
Fun, cultured, I don't know.
That's a good review.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this.
All right.
So, thank you. And from HITV, this has been the Cooking Corner.